Hey everyone, this is Kyle Bailey reporting for Asbury's own WACW. Now I had the chance to interview Aaron Wagner, the lead singer of an up-and-coming band called Medic. They've just put out their first record entitled Grace and Gravity, and Aaron was kind enough to share how the band got its start.
I started singing and playing guitar when I was around the age of 10. Before then, I kind of was always into sports and drums. And my brother Dominic was always so much better of a drummer than I was. So when I turned 10, I begged my dad to buy me a guitar because I was really tired of Dominic being better than me at the drums. I figured that I could be better than him at something. So he got us both guitars, and Dominic was at first way better than I was, and I just wasn't having it. So I would just sit down in my room for hours and hours on end just singing and playing and figuring things out. And then after a while, it just became evident that I was just more interested in the guitar and singing. He was more interested in the drums, and so that's kind of the way it's been ever since.
I had the chance to ask Aaron about how Medic itself was started and how all its members came together.
Well, my brother Dominic and I had been playing in bands for a long time, probably since I was about 11 years old. So, we were in a band right before Medic, and we were working on a record, and we just weren't into the music that was happening. And also Miller, who's in Medic now, is a part of the last phase of that band. And so we were just writing music that was cool, but we really just didn't have a lot of connection to it. And so I actually just quit that band. And so then the idea of Medic came around. I've been tossing around the idea of doing some solo work, and I even played like a few shows and stuff by myself. I really missed having a band. So, naturally, my first people to talk to was Dominic and Miller. And Drew was just this kid that kind of showed up at some church events that my church was putting on, and we just kind of started connecting through that and hanging out, and just realized that it would be a great fit if all of us would just kind of start making music together.
Aaron shared with me the process that the band itself goes through while writing songs and producing albums.
One of our really great friends, Michael Rosbach, we ended up recording at his studio and having him produce the record. What kind of happened is I talked to him about the idea of him producing the record, and he was all about it. And this kind of thing where I was like, yeah, like we'll be writing, and we'll probably have stuff ready in like about 6 months maybe. And he was just like, no, that's fine. You guys can just write a song and be in the studio next week. So we would kind of take the next week and have a week to hammer out a song, and we'd demo it at our studio and kind of get ideas, and then have a structure of a song and go down to his studio, and he would kind of throw in his input, and then we'd go from there, and we'd kind of build on the song and take out what we needed to and put in what we needed to and go from there. And as soon as we were done with that song, he'd be like, okay, well, you guys have a week to come up with another one.
I asked Aaron about Medic's next album, and he gave me some insights on what it's going to sound like.
We just started working on a new record. It's different because we're listening to different stuff and we're drawing inspiration from different places. It's a little bit more of a rock and roll record that you just want to play a ton of air guitar to, combined with a lot of just really ambient kind of stuff that you would hear on a Bon Iver record. I think that's where our band kind of finds our magic. Is there's so much stuff that we want to put into it, and then by the time we kind of get those ideas out, we have our producer kind of focus us in a little bit on what the true sound is really needing to be.
Finally, Aaron had some advice for any new musicians or bands who are trying to find their sound.
First of all, keep writing. Even Medic, us specifically, for every one song that you hear that makes the record, there's another 20 to 30 ideas that we had to write to come up with that idea that kind of didn't take off as well. So I wouldn't take failure in songwriting as a bad sign. You just keep kind of plowing away at it. Also, find people that will be honest with you and that you respect and admire. I know that we really admired Michael Rosbach and his music and everything that he's done with music. And so it was great for us to be able to take ideas to him and get his perspective on what he was hearing, because we really love his work. So find someone that you look up to that'll be willing to listen to your music and kind of give you feedback and help you out. So for other bands, like don't focus so much on being a rock star and all the stuff that can come along with that. Just focus on playing great music and talking to people and connecting them with not just you as a band, but your band as people. I feel like we've done a good job of allowing people to get to know who we are, and we've had a great time getting to know people as well that are into our music. And there's been a lot of people in a lot of countries that have written us and told us about themselves, and we still talk to them a lot. And it's really great. And I think that's our whole goal in music, is not to become rock stars. And we might not be the biggest band or even a really big band. We're hoping for it, but I think our main goal is just to be able to give give people the feeling they're part of something, and that we're also invested back into them.
Medic is definitely a band that should be on your playlist. They've got a great sound, and they're truly passionate about the music and the community that they've created for themselves. You can find more information about Medic at wearemedic.com or visit their Facebook page at facebook.com/wearemedic. Thanks for listening to the interview right here on WACW, Wilmore, Kentucky.